Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Color X Malice along Mineo and Enomoto's route. Of course, we are still denying our feelings for one another, but we're doing pretty good investigating the X-Day cases, and we're talking about Ogata, who was the other falsely arrested guy. So let's hear all the details about that side of the case. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. July. The one where he tried to help a woman attacked by a knife-wielding stalker. That's the one where Ogata ended up killing the stalker, right?
Yeah, it was considered self-defense, so he wasn't found guilty.
The public viewed Ogata as a hero who saved a woman and was wrongfully arrested in the past.
Something stick out to you?
Yes. Considering how Ogata had been mistakenly arrested in the past. Let's see. Well, that's true, trouble does find him too easily, but he probably wouldn't try to help others. I wouldn't say that. People who have a strong moral conviction, even if they were wronged in the past for doing the right thing, I really don't think that it means that they wouldn't help others ever again. But that's the selection I have to make. If he'd figured he would get caught up in a mess again, he wouldn't be so gung-ho about jumping in to help others in danger. It seems like in that situation there would be even more witnesses that would prove him innocent.
That's what bothered me too. Even though a woman is being harassed, that guy is carrying a knife. It would put him in danger, and the situation is very similar to the one that ruined him. You'd figure someone would try to avoid that.
I could understand if maybe he was the only one who could possibly help, but that place was full of people, and none of them were acting, were they? But Ogata went ahead and jumped in anyway. He picked up the knife the man dropped, and he fought back.
If he has a strong sense of justice, it's possible that he just couldn't ignore someone asking for help.
Exactly. The autopsy report said that the stalker had some controlled substances in his system. It takes a lot of courage to stand up to a crazy man holding a knife.
Well, this is all just conjecture. Ogata could just be a brave man with very strong convictions. Except, one final sticking point is that the woman he saved is Rika Sugawara.
Huh? The suspect wanted in the arson murder case?
Yup, she's likely affiliated with Adonis. With this much circumstantial evidence, we can't just assume Ogata's a passerby.
Yes, but he could have been manipulated. Maybe he had a collar too.
After the July incident, Rika Sugawara gave testimony saying that she was rescued by Ogata, right before she would have been killed.
At the same time, there was nothing suspicious about that testimony, but now she's wanted. It's possible that Sugawara and Ogata were conspirators for this murder. But Rika Sugawara and Ogata don't know each other outside of this case. Are you sure?
Yes, that much is known. They thoroughly investigated all possible ties.
Did they check them for collars?
But making an unarmed stand against a crazy man with a knife to save a woman you don't know just makes it even more suspicious to me.
He was wrongfully arrested in the past, and now Tomoki Ogata was suspected of murdering Fuji. Although he had been cleared of the murder because of his alibi 2 months later, he committed a murder to help another. And the woman he saved happened to be wanted as a suspect for the arson murder, which made him a likely affiliate of Adonis.
This is all just too coincidental.
Yes. The police aren't stupid. They must have seen Ogata was likely a member of Adonis and tried to gather evidence. However, their attempts to find anything tying him to Adonis have been unfruitful so far.
To be honest, I want to see this Tomoki Ogata face to face. I want to see what kind of person he is. He's detained, so this might be my only chance.
If they even let you in. He might be involved with Fuji's murder. Mineo maintained his calm. But since you're not an officer, it'll be difficult for you to visit him.
I had Satake get me in. I had to call in a lot of favors.
Well, you know all the right people.
He said the earliest I can go is tomorrow. Will you come with me?
Of course, partner. Of course. I answered immediately, and Mineo showed me a relieved smile. See, I can say it in my head. Why can't I say it out loud? Just Mineo, not Mr. Mineo.
Thanks. That's really reassuring.
Don't mention it. When he was working the police abduction and murder case, something just felt grim about it. But I didn't feel that from Enomoto anymore at this moment. Maybe he's depending on me. No matter how he needed it, I was happy to be able to help him. The police officer abduction and murder case is about to conclude with Hanako Kobayashi being declared the perpetrator. Considering everything we've seen so far, there could be some facts that are still uncovered. Delving deeper into this incident could unearth some clues that will lead to solving X Day.
That's important, but the closer we get to the truth, the sooner we get that collar off you.
Thank goodness somebody thinks about that. Reflexively, I put my hand on my neck, and Mineo smiled at me.
I hate the fact that someone important to me is at the mercy of Adonis.
Someone important? He had called me his partner up until now many times. That gesture alone was enough to make me feel special.
What's up, Ichika? Why are you so quiet? Don't worry, it'll be okay. I'll definitely free you from that collar. I'll do anything to make it happen.
Yes. I nodded in response, but I suddenly felt too embarrassed to look at Mineo's face. 'Cause I'm special to him. December 14th, 2 p.m. I informed Mochida of the situation and got out of work during my shift. I went over to the reception desk to meet Mineo there.
Satake, I'm sorry for making you worry.
Man, why is Mineo looking so tall next to him? I didn't realize Satake was so short. I happened to stumble across Mineo bowing to Satake.
Hey, I was never worried about you. I knew you could get yourself out of trouble. Well, when you quit this place, you did look pretty lifeless. Seems like you're back to your old self, thanks to that girl. Yeah, Ichika has played a big part in my life. And she's not just a partner anymore, Oh, hey, little lady. Huh? Oh, you're already here.
Yes. What was he gonna say?
When did you get here? You almost gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry. I was waiting for the right moment.
You two are so innocent. When I see you two standing side by side...
Do you mean innocent or do you mean clueless?
It's like my son's introducing his wife to me. It brings a smile to my face.
Oh dear.
Hey, what are you saying, Satake?
Yes, we're just partners, not lovers or anything.
Oh, really? You said you two were on a first-name basis. So I thought you were pretty close. We're not at that point yet.
Yet?
Oh, not yet. Interesting.
Indeed.
Whoa! Sorry about that. Looks like I went overboard. Seriously, you two would make a good couple.
Yes, so says I as well. Which is why I chose this path.
Jeez, you've taken good care of me, so I had to thank you today. Don't pout at me like that. I'm just glad you decided to pay me a visit. I'm too old to act this happy, and my tongue just loosened up a bit. I'll try to show up more often from now on. Uh-oh, visiting hours are pretty limited. You better get going. Yeah. Alright, let's go.
Curious to see this Ogata. Yes, Satake will be going now.
I'll leave Enomoto in your care.
Yes, I'll take good care of him. While we headed off to the cells, Mineo became awkwardly silent. Maybe it's like when he talked with Ishiki, and he's feeling nervous. Satake must have noticed that and tried to reduce his tension. All things considered, it's highly likely that Tomoki Ogata is affiliated with Adonis. We'd be separated by glass, but still, I'm sure he was having trouble staying calm. I don't want Mineo to be hurt anymore. I want him to be happy. When he's in pain, I feel pain myself. Or do I feel this way because we're partners? Or... Once we arrived at the jail cells, we waited at the visitation room for Ogata. Soon, a worker there brought Ogata out to see us. We introduced ourselves and he eyed us curiously.
An officer, and a former officer. All that's left is for them to judge me, so why can't you accept it and move on?
His mocking words and tone indicated that he was pretty sure he'd be found innocent. I wouldn't think so. The reason why we requested a visit is because we wanted to speak with you in person.
I said everything I had to say. Then again, I'm sure the police don't believe a word I said. After all, I'm the prime suspect in that police officer kidnapping and murder case. Well, I guess that's what happens when they force you to confess a crime. Ugh.
Mineo took a deep breath next to me.
I think it's only natural for you not to trust the police. After all, they and Fuji are the reason for that arrest and your life being ruined. You've already quit the police. Whatever you say right now isn't going to change anything. That's true, especially since what you lost can never be recovered. But I respected Fuji a lot when I was on the police force. I may just be here to satisfy myself, and this might just annoy you. Even so.
Mineo stands up and looks straight ahead.
Allow me to apologize in Fuji's place. I'm sorry.
He quietly stared at Mineo, who was still bowing.
Your apology is meaningless. It's all in the past now.
Ogata's declaration was emotionless and cold. The past.
Yes, it's just a bad memory to me now, but I've just decided to forget about it. Rehashing it is a pain in the ass for me. Every time the rumors pop up, I'm forced to change jobs.
Ishiki accepts the wrongful arrest, but he hasn't forgotten about it. There's no way he'd be content leaving his forced confession in the past. Mineo studied Ogata's reaction, probably thinking the same thing.
I'm sorry for bringing up such a painful memory for you. But still, I have to know what the police did, what the man I thought was the personification of justice did. Please tell me. Anything would be helpful. After being wrongfully arrested, you lost your family and your job. It's natural for you to hate Fuji for that. Your anger can't be easily resolved. But even so, hating him won't change my life for the better. Besides, he's not even alive anymore. Nothing's more futile than hating a dead man.
My first impression was that he'd been caught up in the past like Ishiki was. But this is something different.
Do you two also doubt me? I was traveling abroad, so it was impossible for me to have committed the crime. Hasn't his murderer been caught already? That's right, isn't it?
Yes. But it doesn't mean he was only killed by one person.
Talking to you any further is useless. I'm leaving now. Please, wait. We don't suspect that you murdered Fuji. That's not why we're here. We came here to ask you more about what happened in July. I've got nothing more to say about that. Can't you show some understanding? I'm being charged for that incident right now. You killed that stalker in order to save Rika Sugawara. Considering how you didn't know Sugawara, and the obviously deranged stalker, it's likely that this was all self-defense. But there's a chance that someone other than Sugawara ordered you to do that.
Well, if he had a collar before, they've taken it off him.
Someone else. Adonis. If the X-Day incidents are substitution for murders, you wouldn't need to know Sugawara.
Should I show him my collar and say, does this look familiar? He's not police, so I could show it to him, right?
The May murder was done by Hanako Kobayashi. She killed for the sake of Yasuhiro Ishiki. But as a result, you got your revenge too. And to pay for that vengeance, you needed to murder someone Sugawara hated. Everyone's need for vengeance is satisfied. That's just your imagination. Why are you trying to set me up as the murderer? Of course everyone thinks I'm part of Adonis, especially because of the coin they found in the man's home that I happened to kill. What I did was obviously self-defense, and that Adonis angle is why the trial's gone so long. Are you accusing me? I can sue you for that, you know.
But the state's already accusing you right now. He was correct. He absolutely could try to sue us for libel over an accusation. But nobody's here to know that except for us. But unless we took some risks, we wouldn't be able to get the truth out of him. We're just talking about what ifs. We just want to know your thoughts on them. What if the X-Day incidents are proxy murders done by a network of people? That assumption does tie everything together.
Cops love convenient shortcuts like that. Why can't you just accept that I'm innocent?
Oh, I can actually see his eyes. Ogata's tone of voice had gotten angrier, and he started to glare at us with hostility. I think we're getting close. But before I could react, Mineo spoke.
I've been observing you, but something about you just seems off. What?
You said that the wrongful arrest is all in the past, but that's a pre-planned response? You can't forget the past, and you try to act like it doesn't bother you, because you have a larger goal. You decided to be part of these planned crimes known as the X-Day incidents. Fuji's dead now. All that stands between you and your freedom is for you to win in court. It seems like a prepared lie. One you can tell in order to meet your goal.
That's a false accusation. Do you even have any proof of that?
Unlike when he first claimed innocence, Ogata now seems somewhat nervous. Do we have him on the ropes? At this rate, it looked like we might be able to get some useful information from him. I signaled to Mineo, and he nodded slightly.
There are many puzzling things about you rescuing Sugawara from that crazy stalker. First, you stood up to a man with a knife, despite not knowing the woman. What's weird about that? If I didn't step in, that woman would have died. That being the case, you could have easily been stabbed in that situation if you were unlucky. So what if I did? It's not like I have a family that would mourn me. That's why I didn't hesitate. There's nothing more to it than that. That would be amazing if it were true. But what if you viewed it like this? When you were confronting the stalker, you knew that you wouldn't die. Your opponent was on drugs, and his sense of balance was off. If someone knew how to fight even a little, they'd easily take down a person in that state. I don't know any martial arts. I just got lucky.
You stabbed him through the heart just on a lucky thrust?
Yes, that's right. My body moved without me thinking. I didn't intend to kill him.
You stabbed him between his ribs and hit his heart. That doesn't look like an accident to me. But it can be a coincidence. You were barely wounded in the scuffle at all. To escape a situation like that with such minor injuries shows me you knew what to do. That means that you saving Rika Sugawara was not coincidence. The whole situation was set up ahead of time. This was an ambush, wasn't it?
That's stupid. I'm not so bored in here that I'll tolerate you spelling this crap. You calling it crap doesn't instantly make it untrue. Society was already looking down on you for your past, so you needed a heroic cover story. Does that sound like crap? Don't talk like you know everything. You can go on all you want right now, but the result is already in the bag. This isn't going to have an ambiguous end like it did 2 years ago. I'll win my innocence in the court of law. I'm going to get off scot-free. Even if what you're saying is true, do you actually have any proof of what you're saying? Even if you know it's all planned out, if you don't have the proof and evidence of that, your false accusation will make you evil. No matter what happens, if a court acquits you, you're clear. That's my sense of justice. Getting away with murder will never be justice. Oh, then what is real justice? You cops say you uphold justice, but you set me up to be a criminal. Before you try to find fault with me, what about you? What have you done? Tell me.
His hate-filled words make me want to flinch. But that reaction is what we originally wanted to bring out of him.
Yuta Fuji took advantage of other people for his own benefit. As a result of his actions, many were hurt.
Mineo!
Taking advantage of someone and hurting them is the thing you hate the most.
Mineo closed his mouth once, as if he was trying to hold something back as he glared at Ogata.
No matter how you excuse it, crime is evil. If you committed murder knowing that, then you stoop to the same level as Fuji. And if you're an accomplice for Adonis, you're a part of harming countless other people. That's obviously nothing close to justice.
Mineo made a disgusted expression as a means to taunt him. I'm sure he didn't want to say that, but even if Ogata took part in the crime, it's also a fact that he's been a victim himself. Even so, we have to corner him. Ogata used the same methods as Fuji, the person that he supposedly despised. He used those means to justify his goal, and that goal is vengeance against the police. You wanted to exact revenge on the police that wronged you in the past. Isn't that the reason why you committed that murder?
What do you know? Nobody knows how I feel. Ugh. Even if I did help Adonis, who do you think society will side with?
That's...
Everyone knows stalkers are evil, and I protected a woman from an evil stalker. It's different from 2 years ago. No, that incident actually makes my side more believable. Being right, truth, that's not what matters. Whatever people want to believe is what wins.
Even though it wasn't directly, Ogata just admitted his guilt.
And are you okay with that? What a strange thing for you to say. You police are what changed my way of thinking. I only look toward the future. I have no fixation on the past.
Because my dream was stamped out once, I think it made my desire to pursue it even stronger. Ishiki didn't dwell on the wrongful arrest and tried to embrace the future. Even if their words were similar, there was a definite difference between he and Ogata. Ishiki chose to continue striving toward his dreams and to sing for his fans, while Ogata decided that his future would involve getting his revenge at any cost. The two of them had vastly different reactions to the same incident. One thing was obviously clear. Ogata's methods are wrong in every way. Ogata, I sympathize with your situation, but you know this isn't the right way. No matter the reasons, murder is unacceptable.
You can only say that because you've never been a victim. You all disgust me. But normal people can never understand. None of you will ever truly understand what Adonis is trying to achieve.
There he goes, really admitting it now.
I don't want to understand. You exacted someone else's revenge by having Yuta Fuji murdered for you. You're trying to manipulate society in order to get people to forget your past. And on top of that, your motivation for this is just to get back at the police, isn't it? You're welcome to think whatever you want. The law and public opinion is all that matters. Even if you end up being declared innocent, even if society does side with you, I don't care. I'll pursue you to hell for cheating justice. Speaking of which, I heard that a member of the field operations unit was the one who discovered Yuta Fuji's body. Was that you? Yeah. I see. No wonder you're so persistent. As for me, I hate being constantly suspected of everything. So let me propose something to you. At 6 p.m. on December 16th, at the spot where X Day all began. I'll tell you the truth there. Ugh.
What is this? Is it some kind of trap? Or is he actually serious? Before we figured out what his intentions were, he stood up from his seat.
I look forward to meeting you again.
He flashes a calm smile and leaves. I can't tell what Ogata's intentions are, but I've got a bad feeling about this. July has been updated. We left the jail and walked side by side under the night sky. Are you going to meet Ogata in 2 days?
He's obviously up to something. But if Ogata is ruled innocent, then you'd figure he'd probably want to steer as clear of police as possible. Yet, he suggested that we meet up. He has to have an ulterior motive.
Yes.
Even if there is danger involved, ignoring it won't get me closer to the truth.
Well then, we should bring the other guys along for backup.
I'll go.
Then I'll come too.
No, you stay away.
I knew he'd say that. No, we're all going. Why?
Just listen to me on this one.
No!
It's an order from your senior.
Screw that. I can't obey that order. Mineo and I were both unyielding as we both stared at each other. Why do I have to stay behind? Don't you want me to support you? I want to be able to support you, Mineo.
I want to thank you for that.
Then...
But no, this isn't about me thinking that you're not dependable or anything. I can't exactly explain why. But I'm telling you not to come because I don't want you to get hurt.
Huh?
Ugh.
I looked into his eyes, and he awkwardly averted his gaze.
Ugh.
Soon, Mineo looked up, untied his hairband, and then removed his eye patch. Mineo? Oh, I get to see him without his eye patch? I really like the eye patch, though. Oh, but it is nice seeing both his eyes.
Ichika.
Oh, you're beautiful both ways. Mineo took my hand and gazed into my eyes.
You might not want to remember this, but if I didn't find you collapsed in that church, I would never have moved forward with my life out of this endless self-pitying. Yanagi was patiently waiting for me to stand up again on my own. Takeru purposely hurls insults at me to try and motivate me. Shiraishi, well, he's a bit mysterious, but he gives me occasional hints, and I get the feeling that he at least cares about me. And on top of that, you're there too. Satake is still worried about me. You know, now that I think about it, I'm pretty blessed.
I think that all your blessings are a result of your character. Even though they don't say it out loud to you, everyone believes in you, Mineo.
I see. I am blessed. There was the issue with Fuji that made me quit the police. I was drifting along aimlessly. I thought there was nothing left for me. But that wasn't true. I still hold something in my possession. All of my friends are really important to me, but you're special.
Huh?
I imitated others and put Fuji up on a pedestal because I wasn't confident in myself. But right now, I think I'm more confident than I used to be. Ichika, you helped me change.
The serious tone in his voice forced me to keep my eyes locked onto Mineo.
I'm a man, so no matter how hard they try and hurt me, I can accept that. But if anything were to happen to you, even the thought of it makes me terrified. I felt like my life was over when Kobayashi pointed her gun at you. Part of it was because you're my partner, but that's not all you are to me anymore.
He grips my hand a little tighter, and he continues with determination in his voice.
Before I realized it, you became such a huge part of my life. I want you to think of me as your priority. I don't want to let any other man have you. Ichika, I love you.
Oh, thank God! Ichika, you can't possibly take this the wrong way. His voice, which I had become so used to hearing, sounded so different to me right now. But the meaning of his words soon made my heartbeat quicken. Oh, well... I could usually speak to Mineo without hesitation, but for some reason, I was at a complete loss for words right now.
You always look like you have it together, but that's not true at all.
Huh?
You're always taking risks, stubborn, and you always put others before yourself. That's exactly why I want to protect you. I don't know what Ogata's thinking, so it's likely that you'll end up in danger. No man wants to endanger the woman he loves. So don't follow me. You understand?
When he said it like that, I had no response for him.
Then it's a promise. See you later.
No! Ichika, say something! Oh. Not oh, say something else. Mineo let go of my hand and dashed off at the same time. Go, chase him! I could still feel the warmth from Mineo's hand grabbing mine. He said he loved me. That he wanted to protect me. I thought of Mineo acting so differently, and it made me feel restless. Mineo. In the beginning, I stuck to him because I wanted to be his partner. But after I became his partner, I strove to become more dependable to him. He was older than me, but I felt like I could be myself when I was around him. He was very perceptive, and he noticed minute changes in people. And it just felt so natural to be around him before I'd realized it. And he just said he loved me. That makes me happy. Because that was the first thought in my head, I already knew what I should do. Should I respond right now? Oh, but I shouldn't do it over the phone. Maybe I can save it for the next time we meet. But how should I look? But will he really be okay going by himself? No! He said he didn't want to put me in danger, so he'd be meeting Ogata alone. Call the team! For God's sake, please, and go ahead, just text him that you love him. I was happy he felt that way, but I should try to tell him that I want to at least support him part of the way. But stop saying but. I didn't usually feel so nervous around Mineo. But just the thought of him now left me confused as to what I should do. What would he say if I told him that I also loved him? There's only one way to find out. I want to tell him how I feel. I want to tell him how I feel now. My breath was white as it left my lips, but I didn't feel the cold at all. Call him and tell him to get his butt back here. Alright, well, we're going into Mineo's side of things, and we're going to end the video there because I know it's going to be a longer scene. He's all happy that he got that off his chest.
I finally told her how I felt.
Yep, and we'll follow up with that in the next episode. That's as much of a preview as you get. But yeah, we're in chapter 5 now, and there's 6 chapters and an ending, so I don't know how much time we got. These are nice long routes. I'm happy with them. So, hope to see you there in that next episode or in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.